Hi guys, my name is Amar and I welcome you to Imaan Driving School YouTube channel. And in today's video, I'm going to walk through and talk through one of the test route from Mitcham Test Center. And I'm going to explain you and guide you how to deal the different hazards or situations on this road and what to do. So as you know, these days the test center is closed, and hopefully obviously the lessons are starting from 12th of April and the test will start on 22nd of April. So and then obviously we cannot come out from the test center, but we are just coming out from the edge of the road, which is just coming out from the test center. So we are just starting the route. So we are just do our checks at the end of this road. We are turning right. So I'll check my center mirror, right mirror, indicator right, looking for the gap on the right hand side. Yeah, there's a good gap, so I just come out halfway down and look on my left. There's another gap, so I just come out nice and easily. And I'll check my center mirror to make sure who is behind me, and then obviously keep a good 5 to 6 car distance ahead of me, because there's a 30 miles road. And the weather is nice and dry, and there is a really a good time for drive. But today is a bank holiday, Monday, Easter bank holiday. The traffic is like a little bit busier this time. Usually this time the traffic is not that busy. Alright, so on this road we will have kind of few hazards coming up, as obviously on our left hand side there is a school, and then there is a cemetery, and then there is a, as you can see, there is a car coming out. And now I can see the hazard ahead. There's a car come out, and there's a obviously there are works going on here, so I have to passing these hazards nice and slowly. Keep in mind that anything can just come out on the road. Okay, now ahead is clear, so I'm just progress my speed to the 30. Obviously you have to show your progress as the opportunity comes to show the progress to the examiner. On this Lombard Roundabout, the examiner will ask you to turn right, 4th exit, or he may ask you to follow the sign to Brighton and Catterick, which you can see over the clock, over the 12 o'clock. So you have to keep your car positioning to the right with check of your center right mirror, and then obviously you have to give indicator because you are turning right at the roundabout, about 6-7 car length. Yeah, and then you just come out and then approach to the roundabout, look on your right, wait for the nice and safe gap. Obviously I will have to wait because the ambulance come. Okay, so the gap is come after the ambulance, and I just come out, pass my first exit, second exit, third exit, and obviously I'll check my left mirror and then indicator to the left, and then come out to the exit nice and safely. And I'll keep my car positioning to the left hand side, because this road is obviously unmarked 2-lane road. So as a general driving rules for learners, you have to keep your car to the left unless you want to turn right. And yeah, so now the traffic is a little bit busier ahead, so you have to make sure you have to keep your stopping distance when you stop the car, and then you will have to make sure when you stop the tire or tarmac should be seen. In a minute we are heading to the in a minute we are heading to the Pearly Way Bridge. You have to keep your car positioned to the left hand side and keep going into this lane. Now on this point, the examiner will ask you to turn right on a next traffic light junction. So now from here you will have to make sure, check your center right mirror and indicator right, and bring your car positioning to the right hand side to turn right. So this is one of the challenging kind of a turning which come immediately after you come out from the bridge. So because it not give you enough time to turn right, so you need to make sure you have to do this as soon as you come out from the bridge, and then you have to make sure you have to follow your routine, which is MSPSL routine: mirror, signal, position, speed and look. Okay, the speed limit is still 30, as we didn't see any new sign, and since we are on 30 miles an hour and the speed limit is still 30, so that means we have to keep our progress to 30 miles an hour. Now examiner will ask you to turn left on the next road, so you have to do your check: center mirror, left mirror, indicator left, and then just come out and turn left nice and easily. And like I said, the speed limit is still the 30, and obviously you haven't seen the new speed limit sign yet, so obviously the speed limit is still the same as we have seen the last one, which was on 30 miles an hour on a Mitcham road when we come out from the test center, Mitcham test center. Okay, I'm approaching the bend, so I'll deal this bend nicely and slowly. Okay, so at the end of the road, the examiner will ask you to turn right. So you have to make sure, do your check: center mirror, right mirror, indicator right, look on your right, there's no one come, and then examiner will ask you to turn left at the traffic light. So you need to make sure when you turn right, you need to bring your car to the left hand side on a left lane, because we are turning left at the traffic light junction. And you can see your arrow filter green light is green, so you have to carry on without any hesitation. So make sure whenever you change your direction, you have to check your mirrors, right mirrors and left mirror. Now you can see the speed limit is changed. There is a new sign, is 20 miles an hour. So that is the first speed limit we have just seen since we started our test from the Mitcham test center. So now you have to drive to 20 miles an hour, and you have to keep drive to 20 unless you see the new speed limit. So there is a zebra crossing coming up ahead, as you can see, so you have to do your routine: check mirrors, slow the car down, look around the crossings, no one is there, and then come back on your progress. Again, you will see there is a zebra crossing. You have to make sure, check your rear view mirror, slow down the car, look around the zebra crossings, no one is there, and you can just carry on after. Again, there is a zebra crossing coming up ahead. Again, you have to make sure, check your mirrors, slow the car down, look around the zebra crossings, and there is no one, and you can carry on, obviously. And then from here you can see there is a junction coming up ahead, and you have to keep an eye on the limit, the speed limit. So speed limit is going to be 30, as you can see the sign. So that means from this point the speed limit is going to be 30. So we are turning left at the traffic light junction, and your light is green, so you have to go without any hesitation. And now examiner will ask you to take the second road on the right. So you have to make sure you check your mirrors, positioning should be on the right, and don't get a dodge, because this is a no entry, and oftenly the students trying to get into this no entry. And now you come to the second on the right, and this is the road where you have to get in. Look ahead, safe gap, you can come easily. And then from here the examiner will ask you to take so do your check, center mirror right, mirror indicator right, look up ahead, there's a car coming, he has a priority, and after this car I can go, because the car is going to the left and there is quite a safe gap as well. And on this road you will face the meeting situation, and you have to keep an eye, and you have to prepare to give way if you see there's any traffic is coming from the other side of the road. And keep in mind the speed limit has changed to that traffic light junction 30, and this area is still in 30-mile-an-hour zone. Okay, so examiner asks you to turn right on the next road, so I'll do the check, center mirror right, mirror indicator right. Now the examiner may ask you to pull up on the left whenever it's safe, legal and convenient. So I'll check my center left mirror, indicator left, bring my car to the left nice and gently and easily, and then stop the car here, safe, legal and convenient. As you can see, there is no restrictions of the parking. I'm not blocking anyone driveway, and I park the car nicely and safely. The examiner will ask you to drive on whenever you're ready. So I have to prepare my car, POM routine, do my 6-point checks, starting from my left blind spot, and a left door mirror, ahead, center mirror, right door mirror, and my right blind spot. Give indicator, and then I will see my hard shoulder finally to make sure there is any motorcyclist, cyclist or any other car coming. So there is no one coming, I just come out nicely and gently. And then on this road again you have to keep in mind potential hazards, parked cars, trees, and you have to keep an eye. Sometime the drivers are inconsiderate, they may open the door or they may just come out suddenly. Okay, so I'm turning left, and examiner asks you to turn left at the end of the road. So check center mirror left, mirror indicator left, positioning to the left hand side, look on my right and look on my left, no one come, I just come out nice and gently. And then obviously you have to keep follow the road ahead, and there is a road which is a bendy road, so you have to make sure you have approached slowly and nicely and gently, because any car or any traffic come from the other side of the road. On this road the examiner may ask you to do the maneuver, which could be the pull up on the right and reverse 2 car length maneuver. He may ask you to pull up on the left first and explain you about the maneuver. So he may ask you to pull up on the left after this van. So I'll do again my center mirror left, mirror indicator left, and pull the car on the left nicely and gently. And from this point the examiner say, okay, fine, we are going to do the maneuver exercise, which is pull up on the right, reverse 2 car length maneuver. Whenever you're ready, drive on from here and pull up on the right before the red car and leave 1 car length when you stop the car, and then do reverse 2 car length and then drive on whenever you're ready. So he will explain you, and you will have to do the maneuver and follow the instructions which the examiner has already passed to you. Okay, so I'm gonna ready for that. I'll just prepare my car again, do my 6-point checks, and then obviously give indicator, finally look on my right for my final check. There is no one coming from the right, so I just come out nice and gently. I'll keep an eye ahead. There is obviously a scooty coming up, but he is waiting for me, so I just keep going. So you have to keep an eye on a developing hazards. And now again there is a car on my right which is just passing me. So examiner asked me to pull up on the right before the red car, so I'll check my center right mirror, indicator right, positioning myself to the right, but make sure I'm not going to go so close to the curb. If I hit the curb, it's going to count as a fault, and it might be the serious or major fault. Now, so we are just pull up on the right, and I just keep my car 1 car length as the examiner asked me to do. Now I'm going to reverse 2 car length, so I'll do myself prepare the car to reverse. I'll do my 6-point checks, but make sure whenever you reverse, your observation is start from the right hand side instead of left hand side. And the reason why, obviously you are reversing the car, so once your final observation finish on your left blind spot, as soon as you finish your left blind spot, you have to immediately look on the back. Obviously you are reversing, so your focus and obviously you have to keep an eye on the back. So I'll start my 6 points from my right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I look on my back mirror, the back window. Okay, so I just start reversing nice and gently, and I keep in watching around and do the effective observation on my surroundings, and then I just keep going slowly and gently, and I'll just keep in mind that I have to keep an eye on my right door mirror as well to make sure I'm not going to hit the curb on my right hand side. So I just keep going nicely and gently and slowly, and then obviously 2 car length is almost done. So I just stop the car here, and then obviously I have to drive on whenever I'm ready. So I have to put my car in D mode, which is obviously drive. I'll do my 6 points again because I'm moving off from the right hand side. So I have to make sure, or you guys have to make sure, that your observation will start from the right hand side, because you are going, or you are just driving to the left hand side instead of the right hand side. So you have to make sure you do your observation from the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and I have to give the indicator to the left because I'm moving off to the left, and I'll do another time check my left ahead, both sides are clear, and I just come out nicely and gently. At the end of this road, examiner asks you to turn right, so I'll do my center mirror, right mirror, indicator right, look on my right, look on my left. There's a car, he's allowing me to go, so I just come out. Okay, now there is a mini roundabout coming up ahead, so examiner asks you to turn right. So center mirror, right mirror, indicator right, and there's a third exit on your right. First on your left, straight ahead is second and third. So I'll check my right, there's no one, and then I just come out to this roundabout nice and easily. Check my center mirror, make sure who is behind me. Remember, as soon as you come to the new road, you have to always look on your center mirror to keep updated yourself that who is behind you. Okay, so this road is again like I explained you was 30 miles an hour, because if you remember when we turned to the left at the traffic light junctions, there was a 30 miles an hour sign. Since then we haven't seen any 20. So this area is a Wellington area which is still in 30 miles an hour speed zone. Okay, now at the end of this road, examiner asks you to turn right. Again, you have to check your MSBSL routine. So check your center right mirror, indicator right. Come to the edge of this road, positioning obviously on the right hand side. Look on your right for the safe gap, look on your left, both sides are clear, and and safe. So I just come out, and as soon as I come out, I have to stop here because the traffic light has changed to red. And then once I move the car, I have to make sure, I have to check my right and left mirror to keep in mind that any cyclist or motorcyclist come across. Okay, so speed limit, as I just told you, is 30, so I have to progress because there is no one ahead of me and the road is quite clear. So I have to show the progress to the examiner and make sure I just aware that this road is 30 miles an hour. Okay, now in a minute we can see there is a sign. The examiner asks you to keep following the sign to Croydon or asks you to carry on straight, and you can see on the board there is 2 lanes, both are going straight, but as a general driving rules you have to keep your car to the left hand side, not the far left but obviously middle left, because we are going straight, we are not going to the left. And then obviously the road is now merging from 2 lanes to 1 lane, so you have to keep in mind the road is going to be narrow here, and then the cars from the right hand side may come across, so you have to keep in mind, you have to check your mirror while you are merging on this road and make sure there is no car on your right hand side and try to overtake or just in a rush to pass you quickly. And now we are on again 30 miles an hour and we are progressing nicely, and keep in mind that your distance on 30 miles an hour from the car ahead should be about 6 car length in a good dry condition, which is a very nice condition for the driving today. And yeah, so we are just progressing nicely, and we have to keep checking our center mirror every 6 to 7 seconds and to make sure who is behind us and how far and close the car behind us. Right, so in a minute you can see the signboard. So examiner may ask you to follow the sign to Central London, Thornton Heath. So we need to keep our car positioning to the left hand side, and we check our center left mirror, and we may give indicator here, but if not, there's not going to be any issue because you are going to the left and there is a traffic control lights ahead of us, which obviously controlling the traffic. So if your positioning already on the left hand side is understood that you are going to the left, but if you give indicator is okay. So again you have to make sure once you come on this road, your positioning has to be on the left hand side of the road, because this again unmarked 2 lanes road, and you have to keep your car positioning to the left hand side. As you can see, the car ahead of us is driving in the middle of the road, which obviously is wrong, but you make sure that you driving on the left hand side to, and now you can see the marked signs on the road, and you can see there is a 2 lanes or even the 3 lanes. So light has changed, so I'll just make myself ready to stop and stop behind the cycle box, and you can see there is a cycle box ahead of us, and you make sure that whenever you stop, your car should be stopped before the cycle box. If you stop in the cycle box, it will count as a fail. And so I was talking about the unmarked lane. Now the light has changed. I'll check my right and left mirror to make sure there is no cyclist and motorcyclist, and then again I have to keep my car positioned to the left hand side, and you can see the car is just overtook me on the right hand side in a minute. As I told you, this is unmarked 2-lane road, which you can see the lanes in a minute on the road. Now you can see it's a marked lane road. So yeah, so that's how you have to deal this kind of a road. You have to make sure you're positioning on the left hand side. Now the light has changed. I'll check my mirror, come on the brake, and stop the car again behind the cycle box, nice and gently. Right, so I'll check my right mirror, left mirror, and then move the car. Again I can see there is a traffic light ahead, so I'll check my center mirror, slow the car down because I have to prepare prepared and anticipate, and then pass this traffic light and then progress again to the 30. And then you can see the hazard warnings, which is a double band sign, and the examiner will ask you to follow the sign to Central London, Thornton Heath, which is on our right side, which we have to follow the road round. So we have to follow the road round nicely and gently. And now the hazard sign again. There is a road is become narrower, from 2 lanes become single, and obviously we are now heading towards a little bit busier area, because there's a few retail outlets on our left hand side, and the traffic is quite busy on this road all the time, because of the obviously the people are coming to do the shoppings. And again, now you have to make sure you keep your car positioning to the left. Again, there's an unmarked 2 lane, and you need to make sure you have to keep your car positioned to the left. Okay, now the examiner will ask you to turn left at the roundabout, Wimbledon Mitcham sign, first exit. So obviously your positioning is already on the left hand side, so you need to make sure you have to now there's a traffic light has changed to red when our speed is already slow, because we are anticipating. And like I said, you have to drive on this road quite carefully, because this road is always busy because of the some of the retail outlets on our left hand side. Okay, now we have to turn left at the roundabout, first exit. We have to check our center mirror, left mirror, and indicator to the left. And then obviously on the roundabout, on approaching on the roundabout, I have to look on my right for the safe gap. Alright, so there's a safe gap. I just come out nicely and gently, and there's the first exit, which is Wimbledon Mitcham sign, and we are heading back towards the test center. Okay, so yeah, I'll check my center mirror to make sure who is behind me, and the speed limit is obviously 30 miles an hour. So I have to progress to 30 to show the examiner that I am aware of this road speed limit. But as soon as we are approaching to the traffic light, I have to make sure I have to anticipate. I'll check my center mirror, off my gas, and come on the brake if it's needed. And if the light is still green, I pass it, and as soon as I pass the light, I will come back again to the progress. But if any hazards ahead, I'll keep my car slow down. And obviously there is a hazard, there is a road works going on these days on this road. So I'll check my left mirror to change my direction. And now the road ahead is clear, so I have to progress a little bit. But keep in mind that the distance between me and the car ahead should be about 5 to 6 car length at least. So now again there is a hazard on the road. There is a box, so I'll check my right mirror, go a little bit away from this box, and then anticipate to this traffic light is still green. I just carry on. Again, on this road, you have to keep in mind there is a garage on our right, some retails on our left. So again, people are keep coming in and out. Okay, now we are turning left to the test center, so I'll check my center left mirror, indicator left. The examiner will ask you to turn left, and we are back onto test center. And obviously the test center is closed, so we are just stop our car here. So guys, thanks for watching the video to this point. This can be a potential test route which the examiner may use during your practical driving test. Hopefully you can use this video to prepare for your exam and also gain some useful tips. If you found this video informative, then please give it a like, and for any of my upcoming videos, subscribe to Imaan Driving School. You can also follow me on Instagram and Facebook for any updates. Once again, thanks for watching. Take care, and I wish you all the best for your upcoming driving test.